everyone, it's Heather and I'm back with another video. So welcome back to a new episode of Diaries, and I know it's been a long time since I've done one of these, but I just did one just this past weekend and I want to talk about it a little bit. It was my very first virtual convention and it was called CouchCon. And CouchCon was really fun. I really missed having conventions to go to. After all of them being canceled or postponed this year, it's been a bummer not being able to see everyone and not being able to be at that scene that I really enjoy. It's extremely exhausting, but I love it and I would never want to quit doing it. But this was pretty close to, I guess, as far as you can get, as close as you can get to a real convention without actually being there. Now, talking a little bit about this convention, CouchCon was inaugurated last year. This was the second year. It's run by a group of publishers called Vivid Publishing, and they run a comic called Dreamkeepers. I've noticed that a lot of the attendees, but also the vendors, were mainly in probably like the furry community. There's nothing wrong with that. I just thought it was interesting. I thought it was like probably like mainly furry people, but I didn't feel like I didn't fit in or anything. But at the same time, it was interesting being in that because it wasn't really like an anime con, but it wasn't really a definitely didn't feel like a Comic-Con really. But as much as you can actually like say that a virtual convention feels like a real convention, it was really so basically they were running a Discord server all weekend, and I thought that was really cool. There was a lot of ways to communicate with each other. There was a lot of different rooms going on. It was easy to figure out where everything was with the room. There was like rooms like specifically for like asking questions to vendors, rooms specifically for vendors to just like hang out and just talk with each other, which I did talk a little bit with them. I thought that was cool. There were, rooms for like specifically different kinds of things all weekend. They were very much on top of like announcements all weekend. Gio was the main admin of the show, and he was really good about keeping on top of announcements, keeping on top of news for everyone, and overall just really nice person. And I had no issues at all with like anyone in the show. I guess that's like one of the good things about like virtual conventions is that you can't really see anyone, so you can't really can't say to anyone's face. That's usually like carte blanche for trolls on the internet to like kind of say what they want. But during CouchCon, I thought everyone was super nice and super respectful of each other, and I had no issues whatsoever. Actually, one of the awesome things about this whole show was that when I do conventions, when I do like artist alley and everything, I don't really have the time to go to panels unless I'm talking in one or it's really slow and there's one I really want to attend. I can usually get Dean to cover. So by myself, I obviously can't leave and go to a panel. So one of the awesome things about this show was that I was able to actually attend some panels, which is kind of a big deal for me because there's a lot of panels I would really like to have gone to at past conventions. So I didn't get to attend every single panel. I did work a couple days during the show. I worked on Thursday, the first day, and then I worked on Sunday, the last day. Luckily, I had Friday and Saturday off, so I was able to spend a good portion of the time either talking with people, either doing running my table, or actually going to seeing some of these panels. Now there's a lot of really cool panels going on, but I wasn't able to get to every one of them. So I was able to actually listen to a little bit of the opening ceremonies, and I thought that was pretty cool. It wasn't a whole lot talking back and forth. It was really just the hosts talking about what you're expected to see during the weekend. The first panel I was able to attend was the World Building 101 panel. That was at 2 p.m. on Friday. And this panel was interesting. I didn't stay for the whole thing, only because as much as the creator or the runner of the panel, she sounded like she was very much knew what she was talking about, and it was a kind of more for like novices. Kind of, I felt like there was stuff I kind of already knew, and I was kind of hoping to like learn a little bit more about like that kind of thing. But it was interesting. I didn't think it was like a bad panel or anything, but wasn't quite what I was looking for. So the next one I went to, because it had started at 2:30, it was the Light and Shadow Digital Colored Up from Flat to Flare. And that one was super interesting, actually. That was run by the Dreamkeeper's creator, and first of all, his comics are gorgeous. So it was just nice to just see that. Just to actually look at his comics was like a treat. And I thought that it was really cool. I like seeing all like the different layers that are like layered on and everything. I mean, this is all kind of stuff I do too, but I learned like a little bit. You know, it's always good. I don't think you should ever be complacent in your artwork. I think you should, you know, always constantly try to be like accumulating new information and learning new things. That's why I watched that one, because I thought that was really interesting. There were a lot of panels kind of geared towards like making fursuits, that kind of thing. So that wasn't really my thing, but I think that's pretty cool that they were able to, you know, they had those and that people were actually able to watch them, and then anyone could have just gone and watched them. So during Saturday, there were a few panels going on simultaneously. So 2 o'clock, there were 2 different panels going on, but I watched the Approaching Mechanical Objects and Illustration panel. And it was basically about perspective and like drawing characters from shapes and kind of like breaking down like the overall like look of a character, drawing like robots and stuff, drawing cars. So I mean, I know this is a thing that a lot of artists struggle with, drawing like mechanical things. I felt like that was like a good thing for me to like learn, just to like kind of like watch somebody else actually know what they were doing and break it down and make it look like it was really easy, which when you do break it down, it does look really easy. The one right after that there was a couple more going on simultaneously, but I watched The Death of Copyright, and I thought that was a good one to watch because it was about business and copyright infringement and how people can like easily break it, or at the same time, how is it like removed from the creative process, how it could be a boon for artists in the long run. So by actually removing copyright, and so that was interesting. So I like learning about the business stuff too. So as I do run my own business. So the one like the main panel that I thought was like it was probably the best panel was actually the last one I watched, which was at 5 on Saturday, and that was the Roundtable Don't Miss the Shuttle, the Future of Comic Book Marketing. And it was a huge collective of different professional artists and writers and comic creators from the business, basically, like all speaking about different things and all answering questions about different things. And that's something I definitely like always try to watch if I can, especially since they're all people that this is what they do for a living, and you know, it's something that I want to do for a living. So I want to like, you know, this is like the main goal really, so I can like just live off the art, you know. So that was like ridiculously interesting, and one of the cool things about that whole panel was that I won a t-shirt, so that was awesome. So I haven't like got it yet, but just got it, like it was just a couple days ago, but it was just bonus really. Other things that are going on, there were like the chat with the Discord, all the panels going on. There's also a cosplay contest going on, which I don't really do. I don't do cosplay, but I haven't really heard anything about that. I guess someone who's more like knows about that would probably be able to answer that one better. But as of So being a vendor was very interesting because I don't have anyone like in person to talk to, so I had to basically be doing all the advertisement myself. How the dealer's room, in quotes, Artist Alley, virtual dealer's room, Artist Alley, how that works is that you had 3 different tiers you could pay for. The very top tier is the most expensive one. I think it was $25. And there was a limited amount of those, but I unfortunately missed the cutoff, so I wasn't able to get to the top one. But I did get a mid-tier, which was like in the blue section and down in the middle. If you scroll down, it was in their blue. So the teal ones are the top tier, and they have bigger panels and they have bigger like areas they can put like their artwork and stuff. So I got one of the blue tables, which I spent $10 on, and that basically gave me a little area where I could upload my images, like just anything you want, just to kind of represent your table. I know a lot of people actually took a picture of their actual physical table from conventions and used that as their advertisement. I thought that's a good idea, but at the same time, you can't really see anything up close. It's like, yeah, here's a big picture of everything, but you can't really see anything because you only get this tiny little, like, I think it's like 300 by 300 pixel picture or something. So I thought the cool thing was you could have little categories at the top of your little page here, and then you can like mark down what things that you do, like whether you make comics or do commissions or sell artwork or sell accessories or clothing or plushies or what have you. I think it's kind of cool, like having these little categorizations for everybody, and like so they kind of know what they're looking for. And then you could talk about a little bit about yourself, like have a little blurb. So mine just says, if you're independent girls, comics set in the 1980s, and lots of color, you came to the right place. Check out comic books, prints, original arts, and fun accessories to brighten your day. So that's basically what my shop says. And then if you click on it, it just goes to my shop, which is hrfarringtonshop.square.site. And then I also had a code for 15% off all weekends, and that's over now, so if you didn't get anything, unfortunately you missed it. But in the future there will definitely be more of those, so don't worry, you haven't missed out completely. And so anyway, so how did I do as a artist at a virtual convention? Better than I expected. I honestly kind of didn't really expect anything. I kind of tend to expect... I try to expect the worst, just so if, like, something does happen, it's a positive surprise. But actually, I did okay. Friday? Yeah, it was Friday. Friday, I actually got 2 commissions. So, that was really cool. So I'll be posting those later. One of the commissions is the one I'm working on in this video. Basically the premise was just the commissioner just wanted me to put my spin on a Dullahan, or a headless person. So that's what I did. And then she kind of turned out to be a nun, so wasn't like my intention in the beginning. I think I was trying to make her like a princessy kind of thing at first, and then kind of just turned into a nun at the end. But I like it. So I'm pretty proud of it. So I did a couple commissions, and then I also made a sale, so that was awesome. It didn't like do fantastic or anything, but for $10, I made over 100, so I feel like that was, definitely made my money's worth. I didn't take off any days from work. I was already off on Friday and Saturday already, so it was just extra income at that point, honestly. And then I also won that free t-shirt, so that was just bonus. But it was cool. It was like, recognition. I would absolutely do it again. I thought it was like, it's a really good idea. I really liked the community behind it. I really like the creators. I thought they were very proud of their convention, and they should be, because it was really great. I thought it was a really cool idea, and I know there's a lot of these virtual cons going on with, the virus and everything. So, but it was definitely a really cool experience, and definitely fun, and I thought a lot of people had fun keeping up with it and keeping up with the show. And so if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. So I do have another online show coming up in mid-August. I don't remember the exact days on that. That will be, actually, it's going to be 6 days long, this one. So, the best thing about these shows is that I don't have to take off of work, so I don't lose any, like, income or anything like I normally would. So the other one, I'm not even sure how that one is gonna happen, but, I did this little bazaar last year, in like, Mooresville, Vermont, which is, kind of close to where I live. But it's gonna be an online show this year. So we'll see how that goes, because I didn't really do like super well at the virtual con because it got rained out, and then we had to sit inside, and it was slow. It was very slow. And then they had very small rooms, so people kind of just saw like the closest thing they did and then just walked off and didn't really look in the rooms or anything, so my stuff didn't really get seen very much. So hopefully the online show will be better because everything will be like laid out and displayed right there, hopefully. So I'll let you know when that happens. And then hopefully at some point we'll have a real convention again where we can actually see each other and talk to each other face to face, because I absolutely miss them. They're one of the best parts of anything, of being an artist. I know a lot of people don't like conventions as much, and I can see why, but I really enjoy them. I enjoy a lot of things about them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you thought, or if you have any questions or comments or anything. Please feel free to leave comments or ask questions. I will gladly answer them as best as I can. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great one. Bye, everyone. Thank you to my patrons, Aaron Lindo, Ben Wright Human, Brandon Tinch, Colin Warmbrought, Council of Geeks, Dark Leap Master, Hexapus Inc., Jack Mahanteni, Jesse Durona, Merrick Bennett, Story Comic, and a very special thank you to my $10 patrons, Corbin Koval, Jarek Gorlay, and Steve Zarzinski.